Okay, so let's make a full breakdown of the situation that we currently have on AUD CAD. Now, from a monthly perspective, clearly the market has created this W formation. Now, after a W formation, what do you expect? You expect the market to make a move to the downside and basically give a retracement after all this overextension to the upside. As further confluence, what we have is a monthly candle that is very near, to closing with 12 hours to go. And we can expect the next leg to the downside to start after this monthly candle will close. Now, currently, where are we? We are exactly inside of a very strong supply zone. So again, from here, we would definitely like to see the market make a nice move to the downside and complete the pattern to the downside from a monthly perspective, as we have just seen. What we can see if we go down on the weekly time frame is that in all this wave to the upside, okay, so from this low to this high, there is only one candle which is not related to the move, which is this red candle, which is a very strong demand area for AUD CAD, and we can definitely expect the market to go and test this zone. And this zone here actually aligns perfectly with the structure that we have from a monthly perspective. In fact, we just said on the monthly, this is the downside target. And in fact, if we go down on the weekly, you can see that this red candle found the resistance exactly at our target to the downside from the monthly. So the monthly and weekly target to the downside are both showing the same area. So we want to see the market go and grab some liquidity at this zone, therefore create a wave to the downside on this pair. Let's go down on the daily time frame and see what kind of situation we have from a daily perspective. Now, on the daily, we can see that currently the market is testing the previous high. It's finding a lot of resistance here, okay? It had resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, again resistance, and again now it is rejecting the zone again. So the market is aggressively finding resistance here. However, keep in mind that the structure of the market is still bullish. In fact, the previous daily resistance here, which is now turned support at this area, is still holding. And until this area will hold, we cannot be looking for shorts because we would be shorting at a daily support area, which is never a good idea. So we have an overall downside target from the monthly and weekly. However, we have daily support at this area. So how are we supposed to be approaching a situation like this, and how we will be approaching this situation with students? Well, let's go and see first what we have from a COT perspective, so commitment of traders, what big banks and institutions are currently doing on the AUD and on the CAD. Now, from an AUD perspective, what we can see is that currently we're sitting with minus 4K net positions from the very high, very low actually, minus 54K net positions. So we went from having way more shorts than longs with 103K shorts and 49K longs to having almost the same amount with 40K shorts and 35K longs from an institutional perspective on the AUD. And one thing that we must notice, however, is that with the last report, again, they started to add some shorts. And if we go and see what we have from a CAD perspective, we can see that currently we have minus 35K net positions from the positive 38K net positions that we had here. So we went from having way more longs than shorts from an institutional perspective on the CAD to having way more shorts than longs. So overall, what is the situation? We must be very careful because we can still expect AUD strength and CAD weakness, therefore this daily support to hold. So how are we supposed to be approaching this situation, and how we will be approaching this situation with students? As usual, guys, trading is reactive, not predictive. So we will first be waiting for this daily support to break to the downside. If and only if this daily support will break to the downside, then on the retracement back to the level to retest the previous support, which will be then term resistance. What we will be doing, if the market will go and retest this level, then with students, we will be monitoring price action on the 4-hour time frame inside of this area, waiting for the market to provide to us one of our valid entries. And as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities to capitalize on the move to the downside with students. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis and education, make sure you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. And I will see you in the next video.